Hi, this is Merida Pearl, the conic section girl, and this is my pre-calculus project on ellipses. To start off, my academic plans for next year is to finish out my senior year and graduate from Florida Southwestern Collegiate High School with my diploma, and then graduate from the State College with my Associates of Arts degree and my Associates of Science degree. From there, I plan on attending the University of Florida to pursue a career in biochemical engineering. For this project, I chose ellipses. And an ellipse is a curve of points that surrounds two focal points, or the foci. The distances from each foci to any point on the curve is constant. My first image I chose was a cup. I chose this because of the position. If you look at it from this view, it looks like a typical ellipse, but as you go on to a more aerial view of the cup, you see that it is a circle. A circle is a special type of ellipse where both focal points lay in the same central area. But as the picture lays where it is, the ellipse remains typical to what we see. The ellipse is at the top of the cup, here as I outlined it. On our next example, I chose an image that occurs naturally in our world. This avocado is a split image to show the curvature of the points, so it's outlined here. The next image I chose was a world map, which the distortion of our spherical planet, when laid out on paper, is a perfect representation of ellipse, because to orient the continents and oceans with correct representation, scientists chose to use a ellipse, outlined here. My fourth example was a man-made example. This is modern architecture located in one of the big cities in the United States. And the ellipse is kind of defined by the negative space rather than by what is surrounding it. So it's outlined by the sky. So it is represented here. My fifth example is a drawing representation of the planet Saturn. Saturn's rings have an elliptical representation, so I thought it would be an accurate picture to choose for this project. My final example is Earth's orbit, which is the most common picture associated with the word ellipse because of the revolution around the sun. So when Earth travels through space, it follows an elliptical pattern represented here. Now it comes to the part where I explain everything about an ellipse. The easiest part to explain is the center. The center is located in the middle. At this particular graph, it's located at 0, 0. The next part that we go on to is the vertices. The vertices are the sharpest curves of the ellipse located on the major axis. The major axis is the longer axis of the ellipse that the foci are also located on. So the vertices are represented here and here. The foci is the next important part. As I stated earlier, the foci help define the shape of an ellipse. The foci are the inner points also located on the major axis. You use these points to draw a line to any point. So if your point was here, you could draw a line from this foci to this foci, and you'd add them together to get an answer. If you had this point and you drew a line from this foci to this foci, the sum should be the same, and that's how you know that you have an ellipse. The intercepts are located on the minor axis. The minor axis is the shorter axis of the ellipse, and this representation is the y-axis, and the major axis is the x-axis. Other works of literature call the intercepts covertices or vertices altogether. So they are represented here and here. Overall, an ellipse, this ellipse is found at the origin, so there's no transitions, but if there were transitions, you would move everything to one side or to the other. And thank you for listening to my project.